evening, everyone. We are going to start tonight with a public hearing. So I hereby open the public hearing at 6:01 p.m. For KB Enterprise, or the shed for a liquor license renewal. Is anybody here who to speak on this?
So I have a few things if you want to start with. So we did receive an email from the fire chief saying that he completed a safety walk through the building, everything was good on his end. We received an email from the code enforcement officer indicating that there was no outstanding issues on code enforcement. We have the Willie's Ale Room 1060 Route 109 call log for the last year from the sheriff's department. We've got a couple of burglar alarms, looks like it went off. There's a vehicle crash tied closest, remember, just to that address, not necessarily tied to the building. There was one intoxicated subject, May 18th, patrol handled, a couple of motor vehicle stops, a couple of 911 hang-ups, building checks, fire alarm box, and a couple more building checks, but overall, I mean, half a page at best, but nothing of substance if you want to see that. I did not receive any calls or emails in regards to the establishment.
Okay. Any questions from anyone in the audience? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at 6:03 p.m. and open up our meeting, the select board meeting at 6:03, and we're going to start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have all warrants and bills been signed?
Yes. Yep.
John and Tom, all good?
Yes.
Okay. Approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
All in favor? Motion passed. Approval of meetings of the last meeting, which was 2 weeks ago.
Make a motion to approve the agenda, approve the minutes of the last meeting. Second.
All in favor? Passed. Next, we were going to move on to the town administrator weekly update.
Okay, just a couple things for you this week. First is to let you know that we received a dividend check from Maine Municipal for $4,300. This is based on our loss ratio for workers' comp being less than 50%. So everybody that fell within that category got a percentage of what was left in the bank. So that was Acton's share. Tax bills have been uploaded to the printing company. We're going back and forth with some proofs, but we're right on track to get them out in the middle of September, due October 15th. Tomorrow, I will be taking the ride over to the registry. We have exactly 100 liens to be filed on outstanding 24-25 taxes. Wanted to speak to the board about the town report. If you recall, Mark Roy indicated, he sent us all the statute, I think about this time last year, basically listing out from the financial piece what has to be in there, and pointing out that the full audit, short or long version, doesn't have to be in there, but he can put all the reports together and is ready to do that now. So, you know, we could essentially go to print as soon as we can get things from the department heads, so. Really the question is, does the board want to wait for the full audit like we have in the past, or do we want to take his reports, which look similar to the ones that he sends you each month, making sure he meets all the legal requirements, and just going out to print before the end of the year?
My question would be, does those reports, I'm guessing they would summarize, or people will be able to get the same information for those as they would from the full
Yeah, I mean,
audit?
it's gonna look a little different, but it's gonna meet state statute.
I'm not, state statute is good, I know some people in town.
It's not gonna be all the same information, no,
Okay,
but
'cause I was
it's gonna be,
Yeah, if we
Expect
change it up,
certain
we know it's
things.
gonna be a problem.
Mm.
So, when do we normally have our town report done?
well, that's the problem,
We got done early this year,
February,
last
March,
year, so that's when we got it done last year.
because we're waiting for the audit
Yeah,
usually, so.
And that was on time, right?
We got it before town meeting, which is what's
Yeah.
required, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we just continue.
Well, how quickly would we be able to get it if it was these reports instead of the full audit?
Oh, I mean, Mark has those reports done, so if you decide to go that route, it's gonna be a matter of just getting your department heads and for us to have staff to put it together. We could go out probably, I would hope to think by the end of the year, could have it in print, or
How long till the audit will be done?
We haven't started it yet, the
Oh.
audit
We have
starts.
When did we finish last year?
February?
Well, didn't we got one extension, Tom, last year?
I think you came in February.
Read that anyways.
February.
It's in there, but, I mean, it might,
I mean, David's got a good point, and it's definitely gonna be different than what people are looking for, so you're gonna have to be prepared
To have people.
Why don't we take a look at what he's
presenting.
proposing? You could label them unaudited,
Mhm.
so that they, that's made clear. Last year, I don't think the auditors made any adjustments.
No.
Not that they could, but to be honest with you, I think it's unlikely. If we could get it out early, I personally would be in favor
It
of
would be
that,
nice
but
to do, yeah.
I think if we took a read from the auditors in November
Mhm.
and said, found out where they are, and are you expecting, they go through various reviews.
It's usually
And
the
if they're
school.
going through a review, that can take a fair amount of time, but if they've done all the field work and they haven't got any adjustments, I personally would be comfortable letting it go.
So I'll get the reports from Mark Roy, so you can look at them, comparing them to the actual audit that's in there, and
Yeah.
decide if it's that much of a difference.
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
you know,
I don't care either way, I know what's gonna happen, we don't put the audit in there, cause, you know, certain people want the audit, so,
But it is, as soon as it's available, would it be available for people, it's posted
They
online?
post it online
And you
and
print
copies.
copies here,
So the audit.
so they can come in and pick it up and we will
Okay.
notify them of that,
That makes me
so.
more comfortable because I know in the past people have had issues with it not coming out soon enough. So I
The
think
town
that-
report, right, we often get, right,
so I
we
think-
often hear that, you know, it's stale by the time it comes out. you
So
know.
as long as.
it'd be nice if it was out, so they could read it before town meeting.
Yeah.
Well, it's always out before town meeting, because that's legally
When
required.
they get it now, the
It'd be nice to
ink is
do it
still
at the
wet,
same
it's
council
sticking, you
meeting.
know?
And
Right.
as long as we emphasize that the full audit, we can still read when
The audits have always been online,
Yeah,
they're online
okay.
back to '06, so that will never keep that from anyone, but, all right, I'll touch base with Mark
I
Roy.
think there's probably one schedule that most people wanna see, and that's the budget actual by
I
department.
think, I mean, I'm
That
nothing
can
on,
be-
Probably easier to read anyway.
nothing
Yeah.
against the auditor, but Mark Roy's reports are just, I mean,
They're so easy to read.
they're so much, to me,
Yeah.
easier and better, but let me compare and I'll bring it back to you next week, for you to decide.
Do we want to set a date for department heads to get their,
Yeah, I mean, I'll put a schedule together and get something out. You'd be surprised when it's in your inbox. I mean, they really shouldn't need that much time. They should all be working on it. I mean, the treasurer's reports, but Mark does the majority of those with her. And most department heads can get them out pretty
it
quickly,
should be.
so
I've assumed
a
similar
few
to
weeks is
last
more than
year's,
enough time.
just Updates here and there.
Yeah, that should be.
Most copy and paste.
Yeah, that's what it should be. That's what I would hope.
I did this and I did that.
While we're talking about the audit and financial statements, Mark had sent along some preliminary statements. And there's a schedule here of changes in fund balance,
Oh, yeah.
which lists all our reserve accounts. I think we should go through those and familiarize ourselves with exactly what we have in reserves. Some of these I'm not quite sure we still need, but we ought to take a look at it and try to clean this up. It will also remind us of what money we have that maybe was put aside that we haven't spent, and, you know, what are we doing about that? So
Yeah.
maybe for our next meeting, does that
And
sound right?
we had talked about, and I know you did some of them at the last year's town meeting, you dissolved some of them into,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so and I think there were more that you wanted to put in the capital account,
Yeah,
so.
exactly, yeah, okay,
All right, so we'll put that on next week's agenda,
thank you.
and I'll send it out to you in advance, you guys can look at it again. So the town report, we'll set a date, the budget process, we're gonna start thinking about that, Tom and I had a brief conversation about it, and we agreed that, his next Wednesday, 'cause he still comes in 2 Wednesdays a month, we'll sit down and put something together, a timeline,
A
and,
calendar,
yeah, try to get ahead of it, so we're gonna get started on
and
that.
we'd like to get that done sooner
Yeah,
this year. We wanna keep moving it ahead. I'm hoping we can have it done, we'll see what the calendar looks, but sometime in January. It would be great to have
Everything
that
done.
done. I don't see any reason why we can't. So, it's a good target date.
Absentee ballots are available effective Friday for the September 30th election. The state of Maine will also be having a November 4th or 5th election. They have 2 questions on there. I'm gonna read them to you very quickly so you can start thinking about them. And remember, you cannot change the question, so, and I didn't write them. Question 1, do you want to change Maine election laws to eliminate 2 days of absentee voting prohibit requests for absentee ballots by phone or family members, end ongoing absentee voter status for seniors and people with disabilities, ban prepaid postage on absentee ballot return envelopes, limit the number of drop boxes, require voters to show ID before voting, and make other changes to our elections. What?
Can we
All
answer
right.
that now?
No. Can I answer it?
That's such a
Question two.
cluster.
Right.
They threw a bunch of stuff in, some good, some bad.
Yeah,
You can't
And-
check the
yeah,
box
one
on
good, a bunch of
each
bad.
of those, can
No.
you? Because a couple of
That
them
is
sound pretty good.
Right.
So bad. There's like 10 different things you should be voting on separately.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
amazed me when I read this question.
That's so
And
wrong.
I believe, I'd have to double check, but I believe it came by petition, but I'm just amazed, because I know that photo ID was the big thing that, behind it, but all those other things.
yeah.
I wonder if half of it's even legal.
Alright, question 2, do you want to allow courts to temporarily prohibit a person from having dangerous weapons if law enforcement, family, or household members can show that a person poses a significant danger of causing physical injury to themselves or others? Those are the 2 questions in November. Absentee ballots, will be available pretty much the day we vote in September.
Those are both gonna be
Yeah, so,
pretty interesting.
Those are your 2
to see what
elections,
the outcome
between
is.
that and taxes, we'll be busy. That's all I have for you tonight, Dan.
Awesome, thank you very much. Next, we're gonna move on to our liaison updates, starting with Ed.
Thank you. Nothing on the school department. They have a meeting coming up, I think it's the 11th of September, which I'll be attending. Lincoln School, I did get an email from Richard, Dick Neal, with a whole list of things that need to be taken care of. I'll get to it.
I thought I thought they made the chair, Miss Tracy, the contact for the Lincoln
No,
School.
she is.
I'm sorry?
She is,
Okay, no, I thought the board voted that
yeah.
everything went through her or something.
Dick still sends me stuff.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I'll get to that when I get to it.
You know, we have a fund for that school.
We do
One of
have
the
some money
fund
on it for
balances, there's an account
Is
with
it?
Yes, because Mr.
less
Neal,
than $2,000.
Mr. Neal wrote a book, and for every
Yeah, I
sale.
thought it was like 1,800, 1,300.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I do know that. And I still believe that the Historical Society has some money tucked away too. So, we're really gonna look at the windows. There is, they're
Before winter?
probably not before winter, because we're not gonna get that far, but, I gotta talk to a window company. Little River Window Company in Berwick makes custom-made windows, and that's probably what that's gonna need. But I know the guy who owns it, I'm hoping I can work a little deal, to get what we need reasonably,
How many windows it got, like
maybe a
6?
zillion.
Does it have?
There's one wall that's all windows,
Oh.
but the other problem there is that wall now is like this,
Oh.
so the place needs some help, so we really gotta figure out what we're gonna do there. I mean, I don't wanna get rid of the place, but, I don't think we wanna get rid of it,
No.
but,
I hope Dick didn't hear that.
no, I mean, it's,
Get another email tonight.
yeah. No, we'll get onto it, but I mean, it's not critical, but it needs to be done, so. Transfer station, this Sunday, I believe, is the last Sunday for Sunday trash, so,
And they are closed
Yeah.
Monday for Labor Day.
close Monday for Labor Day, yep, so Saturday's your only chance this coming weekend, so.
Wait,
Um,
not Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday,
Oh, okay.
Saturday.
so, but Monday is not, so. And
Everything,
then the following Sunday is closed.
everything out there is working out pretty good lately.
Actually, it has.
Good.
Any pictures that have been floating around, never stopped the collection of trash. We never stopped, I should say they never stopped collecting trash all summer long.
Nice.
There was never a day that they had to turn anybody away.
Are there
Or
still
anything like
pictures floating around?
There's one out there that pops up every so often.
And,
Because
you know,
some of the
I-
comments
and
on
I,
it.
and I like, I'm not gonna do a big deal about it, but these individuals that have these issues, I like to have them come right out up here, so we can
Yeah.
answer some of these.
That would be
for them.
nice.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
They've been
These-
advised.
These,
Yeah.
computer pirates. or whatever.
Keyboard warriors?
Keyboard warrior, yeah. Come on
Yeah.
up, we'll
Yeah.
let them,
Yeah.
we'll give them some information, cause,
Yeah.
the stuff
Yeah.
that's put on there is a lot of us.
Yeah, the one picture that was up on there, back along, that was the day we were actually changing the dumpster.
Yeah.
And once that dumpster got changed, all good. Not to pick on a neighboring town, but the neighboring town has turned people away several times this summer.
Every
But-
weekend.
Huh?
Every weekend.
Every weekend, I was being kind, so.
Not give that town
um,
away.
Could be living in a chalet,
And I don't know why, I don't know the circumstances,
No, we don't need to know.
but I do know that the company they went with was one of the ones that we didn't go with, so. But anyway, I'll give a little kudos to John up there.
Yeah.
He has worked his butt off to make sure that things move forward. His emails, I think, have finally calmed down a little bit,
He
so.
stopped seeing you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's doing a good job.
Put me back on it again so I can see.
No.
No,
He's doing a
he's
good
done a
job.
good job up there.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, so it's working out good, so. And Dave, if we can get together maybe this weekend possibly,
Yeah,
and go up and
should
take
be
a look.
around all weekend.
Okay,
I will,
go up and take a look to
Don't judge yourself.
see about the,
the restaurant I hit, you know.
you know. That's all I got.
Awesome, thank you very much, Ed.
Yep.
Next we're gonna go to John.
I got for Mary Grant, they had their monthly meeting on Saturday morning. I was not able to attend it. I was otherwise occupied.
Thank you.
I was, yes, you're welcome. But I did watch it, and it was an interesting meeting. So they've set their date for the pumpkin carving for October 11th with a rain date of October 19th. They had a young Eagle Scout candidate come in, and she pitched a idea for the board to hear about putting up bat houses on the grounds up there. Because right now, the little brown bats are dying off. There's a fungus that's harming them, and she would like to try to get them more active and a safer place for them to live. So she went to the committee on Saturday, and they asked a bunch of questions, and she's doing her research. But they'll be building the houses and maybe installing 10 or 12 of them around the grounds.
That's exciting.
So she was, I don't know how old she was, but she was quite well spoken and pretty knowledgeable about what she was doing. So I'll let you know how that comes along, because she'll be back next meeting, next month, to give them a better idea what she's looking to do.
Nice.
And I have one other thing for my CRP program. I changed companies for the HVAC and met him here last Thursday, I guess it was. So we went downstairs to the CEO's office and to the library. We spec'd out units for here, and then we went across the street, met with the chief, and the chief was able to tell him, you know, over there what he was looking to do. So, you know, he took all of the information down, and one of these days soon I'll get a new quote from him. And hopefully, if everything goes the way I'm hoping it will, I can just kind of update my application, send it to them. This company will get in touch with Efficiency Maine first to get any
They
rebate.
deal with them quite a bit, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were already on the list for,
yeah, so they have to be on the contractors list, not just the residential. So that money will go into my quote to CRP as other funds. And hopefully we get the money released and we can start working on the things that I've got to do.
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome, thank you for that. We're gonna move on to Tom.
Yeah, we had some securities come due. We ended up putting the money in our Wisdom Tree floating rate fund. And interest rates have come down. You may recall we started with this program now a couple of years ago, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. And rates at that time were about 5.25, and now down to 4 to 4 1/4, depending upon what fund you're in, and if you believe what's going on in the papers, it may be coming down some more. But we ended the year with $4.8 million in cash, which is a little bit more than we had at the beginning of the year. Since we've got this program in place for treasuries and investing, we've generated $425,000 in interest income from the investments.
Nice.
So that's all that I have there. The audit's moving forward, as Jennifer said, and I think things are moving fine. The mooring ordinance, I had a chance to talk with our council and took feedback from public hearing and some other comments that have been made by board members and others, and shared that with council, and he's redrafting that. He's got some items he's got to consider. I think he's going to ask some questions of the state. I don't think he's going to share it with them yet, but has some questions of the state, and he'll come back to us with another draft. We should have that for our next meeting. I believe that's all I have to talk about.
Okay, then we have David.
Yeah, Darwin and Cemetery Road Committee, Municipal Grounds, talked to Mr. Dennis, looking pretty cool, good over there.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Right, I did suggest that, so you put 2 rocks, you've got a little walkway there, a little granite post, but, for Robin, I think, just so you know where those are, I'm gonna have him put a couple, reflective posts there. So this one for you, yep. And, I did not realize, he asked me about that tree out there, and I didn't realize that tree's dead, completely dead.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you can see it here, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I never noticed it until he told me. I'm like, 'cause I thought he was talking about the beech trees, because they're kind of funky looking too.
I know that one.
But so seeing he's doing the work out there, he's got a boom truck. I told him to give us a price on removing the tree, grinding the stump, and so he's gonna be doing that. And he asked me if I can get him a load of loam, because I told him I like doing a load of loam, so I'm gonna be dropping off a load of loam probably next week. It won't be this week, but so he can start doing this all up here, and yeah, looking good.
Good, looks real good.
Really good over there. And let's see.
You're very
here.
lucky, that's a lot of work you've done.
Are there gonna be any new plantings in there, or have we considered that?
I don't think there's gonna be any new plants on the grass. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's something. I think when he gets all the landscaping done,
Yeah,
then
may
we can
consider
kind of
that
see
now.
what it's gonna be
Yeah.
afterwards.
Okay,
Let him do his thing, and then
Mhm.
because he's doing a lot of work over there.
yeah,
For
no,
free.
it
For
looks
free.
great.
For
Yeah.
free. That's why, because he was. I mean, he originally talked about taking the tree down for free, and I told him no.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's not something that was part of the job.
Well, it's a big tree.
And that's quite a job, so he's gonna give us a price on it, and so yeah, well done.
Thank you. That leaves me, planning board, they had a site visit this past Thursday on Peck Road, and followed up by a planning board meeting. Nelson Dam Coalition, no meeting since the last one. And then the rec committee, I attended their meeting not this past Tuesday, the Tuesday before, I believe. Can't remember which Tuesday, but where they kind of went over their program a little bit for the upcoming soccer season. They did, the rec director did share that even though the deadline for applications for soccer was has officially passed, if anybody missed that deadline, they won't say no. So if someone missed that deadline or didn't realize that it came up, please do still submit your application for your child to participate in the soccer program. They are still looking for members to join that committee. It's going to be a fun time and a lot of work, but the rec director has just done a phenomenal job this past year building a strong foundation, and I think it's going to be a really fun time to be part of this committee when they can really build upon the programs that exist. And then I had some individual meetings with the rec director as well, talking about the upcoming season and other matters. And that is it. With that, we will move into department head and committee chair updates.
Will Langley, Road Commissioner. So I haven't been able to come to a meeting for a couple of weeks. So the first of this month, we started down on Lebanon Road. That's one of my special projects. The first week of August, we worked down there Thursday, Friday. The following week, we were down there Monday. We lost 2 days that week because we had the fire on Sanborn Road, so we were kind of committed up there. Then that week, that Thursday and Friday that week, we had the road shut down for 2 days. We did the culverts. And then that Monday, we had the road shut down again to finish our last culvert. All the ditching's done, all the rip wraps done, the culverts are done. We've moved out of there. We were supposed to reclaim the road this week, but the company that does the reclaiming for Carroll's had a pretty catastrophic failure with their reclaimer. They lost a transmission in it, and at the same time it caught on fire, so they're gonna be down for a little bit, so we're pushed back to the week of the 8th, hopefully right now in September, they'll be here to reclaim that road. And at the same time they're here, we're gonna try to plan the paving to do Lebanon Road and Hawk Road at the same time, and I'm really hoping by like the first or second week of October, we'll be all done in paving for the year, hopefully. I'd like to do that. The last couple of years have been pushed out, I'd like to just be done like first, second week of October. We got done on Lebanon Road, we moved up to San Page Road the end of last week, we did that scope of work up there, we ditched that all out. All the culverts were plugged, so we blew all the culverts out and everything, so that's good up there. At the same time, we moved up to Hopper Road, that was another scope of work we had. Started ditching up there, we had to move away for this week, and we're gonna come back to that hopefully next week. And then Cole Avery went up on Orchard Road for me, that's all ditched. And then we started roadside mowing, but we blew a piston, so that's getting repacked. When we get that done, we'll keep roadside mowing, so. We're just gonna keep rolling along here. So, and then I have a couple of things on the agenda tonight to take care of. So, but as right now, that's it right now. And then while I'm up here, I got that email from you today from Mark. So, do we just go through there and number things 1 through 5? Is that what I kind of got out of it?
Yep, so yep. You can either print it off and handwrite it in, and we can do that, or just, he's got the drop downs on there, so.
All right.
Yeah.
So just go through them and.
Just go through them and rate them, talk about the condition, check the values, and,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Hey, Will, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Unrelated to anything you do, but when the state puts on a town road those black hoses that I assume doesn't count. Yep. Is that something they do for some standard reporting they have, or what's that all about?
Yeah, they do it I want to say it's every like 3 years they do it. They put traffic counters out.
On all of our roads?
Yeah, they were on H Road, they were on Goose Pond Road, they were all over the place for a couple of weeks, so.
Thank you.
A couple people called me about it actually, and I just told them, it's just, they're doing traffic counting, so.
Do they make that information available to us?
Yeah, you could call and get it, we've done it in the past, they'll give it to us. I just call the state of Maine, they'll give it to you.
Poor Jennifer. There we go.
Yeah, I can call.
I'm curious, would it be interesting
I get it.
for anyone
I
else?
think we're all set.
Do you know what that traffic is on our roads? No? Doesn't look like it. If I'm the only one, forget it.
Too late, I've already written it out, Tom, we got it, we'll get
She's
it,
already made the phone
I'm
call.
in sure.
got it.
Anyone else, any other department head or committee chair updates? Nope, seeing none, we have no old business, which means we're gonna move into new business, beginning with KB Restaurant Liquor License. So that was what we had the public hearing for a little earlier.
Remember, it's all electronic, so just looking for a motion or some sort of direction.
I'll make a motion that we approve the liquor license for KB Restaurants.
Second that.
All in favor? Next, we are gonna move on to use of the 24-25 fiscal year contingency fund.
In your packet, you should have an email from the treasurer confirming that the total expenditures for Article 41 that was over expended is $27,694. Majority of that, $26,991, is over expenditure from the transfer station, which we expected based on hauling. The other public works category was overdrawn by $750, which she accounted to utilities down there, and then,
What's at the Public Works building?
yeah, electricity, yeah. Well, I mean, electricity, road signs, everything, yeah, everything, but she said the
Yeah,
electric was
over.
higher, over, yeah, $750. And then the Public Works building itself was under, so those three average out to the 27,694. You had 30,000 approved in a contingency line from the, town meeting, so, Mr. Roy recommends you take an actual vote to,
Use those contingency
Yeah.
funds.
use that amount.
Make a motion, unless there's discussion beforehand, make a motion to authorize the use of $27,694 of contingency funds to cover over expenditures in the transfer station and other public work accounts.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Motion passes. Next, we will be moving on to signing the tax commitment documents.
Okay, so, we have, after you actually set the tax rate, that meeting 2 weeks ago, the work then starts on our end to get all the software and everything and transferred over, confirming all the numbers. There is an assessor's certificate of assessment, which, is directed to the tax collector, telling her that you've committed taxes at 7/21. There are 4 places for you all to sign. Mark, everybody has approved the numbers, confirmed them, they match the tax rate calculator.
So this is Mark and our assessors
Everybody
have
does,
independently reviewed and approved this calculation
correct.
with all the appropriate revenue and expense amounts
Yes.
and property valuations.
They did that last week before you committed, 2 weeks ago before you committed.
So, okay, so do you need a motion to approve a tax
No,
rate?
because
We
you've
need-
already set the tax
Okay,
rate.
Just need to sign it.
So-
Just start signing.
When are we
That's
gonna
for
start
the
receiving?
assessor, municipal, municipal assessor.
Yeah, there's 4 different places, Tom.
Oh,
Everywhere there's a section of all the blank lines. Yeah,
okay, some of them say municipal assessors and others just say assessors.
yes.
They
that's-
still
they're all
require
here, yeah.
Okay.
So we have
You should see a proof, I would say, after, I mean, I've already seen them, but I'm gonna make, I'll send them to you at the very end and see if you can catch anything. First of the week, holiday and all, yeah,
to, I keep forgetting.
Second of the week,
second of the week.
of course.
Oh,
There's 2 there.
one total. And with that, we will move on to the salt shed repairs.
Alright. Bill's gonna come up, the board has copies of the 2 estimates from Maine Roofing and Precision Roofing.
These estimates are for the back of the sand shed, to put the actual sand in and everything. I discussed this at budget time. Over the last couple of years, the sand's got down in behind the tin and it rotted out a strip on, I think it's 7 panels. And, so I gotta get it fixed, because we can't put sand until we get it fixed, so I reached out to a couple of companies, these are the 2 companies that would come look at it. I had 2 other companies that, they wanted me to take pictures and measurements, and I said, no, I want you to come look at it, and everything, so. One's from Precision Roofing, the other one is from, Maine Roofing Experts, Maine Roofing Experts, so. I recommend going with the Maine Roofing Experts. He actually went down, this week, he's been a little busy, so he didn't get down there until this week. We have a bunch of tin left over down there from like when I believe they built the building.
I had to leave it all back, so
Yeah,
in
there's
case
a
it
whole-
when it blew off.
But there's a whole pile down there, and he said I told him if it's adequate, it'll work for the building. He said it's just some labor and some screws, so he said he's willing to do it for that, so.
Is there enough panels?
I think there's 12 there. over
You
there.
said you need 7, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
7
it's not-
panels that need to be replaced.
This might be just a pointless question, but did you ask Christensen Roofing if they would do the same, or did they just like, no, we're just gonna do?
They said it was like such a small job, they had like a certain,
Gotcha, okay.
they had like
Yes.
set them out for like
Yeah.
a small job, and, that's what they left it with me.
Okay.
So I asked them, and,
Any discussion on this?
For me.
The, sand is getting behind hitting the steel, right?
yeah, I think it was just from over the, because we haven't emptied the building, and this will be the 8th year. And since 2018 was the last year the building was empty, and I just think it's been over the years of us putting sand up, it's got behind it, but,
But how did it get behind it?
well, there's, in the building there, you have like, there's that row of plywood in the back,
I know.
and then there's the
yeah,
2x4s,
I'm
the sand was just sitting on the 2x4s.
So- If the sand is sitting on the building itself, there's a yellow line, right? That goes all the way around. Sand's not supposed to be higher than that.
Right, we
So
never.
whoever put that up, I know we didn't do that, we always stay below that line,
No, like,
so.
no, like this year we put up, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
I think it was just over the years.
You're gonna try to go around and get all the rest of the spots, get the sand out,
Yeah, I did it this.
blow it out with a blower or something.
I went in there with the excavator, we pulled it all back, and it's completely flat in there now.
But did you blow out the
Oh,
sand
yeah,
that
we
was in
shoveled
there?
it out, we pulled it all out, or we had to.
Salt and steel roofing is not a good
No.
mixture at all.
Any other questions or discussion?
I make a motion, we, accept, a bid from Maine Roofing Experts for $1,000.
Seconded.
All in favor? I think you're staying up here. Next we're gonna go to the sand bed.
Alright, so, this is what you have in front of you, thank you, is just, a draft of last year's, Will asked me to put it together, but it never really, 4,000 yards, the same as last year,
Yeah.
3/8 inch spring, winter sand. Nothing's changed, we're looking for the price per yard and making sure they have normal business hours outside of routine weekends, holidays. If the board wants to make any other changes, or you're good to go with it.
So there's anything you think might be added, or?
Okay.
All set with it? Okay, get it out to bid.
Thank you.
So, it's done.
John, you missed one.
Huh?
You missed one.
Next we have the a request from our ACO.
Okay, so if you recall from budget time, the animal control officer.
Excuse me, if I could.
Of course.
There is last year there was a program, I think we've had for a number of years on the salt with the state. The COG. Are we involved in that this coming year?
Yeah, I got the price from them, so I just go, I get the price from the state, then I wait, then I'll call the company that we been dealing with.
So we've done everything if we want to execute. we've
Yeah,
done
we
what
gotta
can.
do it like way back, like,
Great.
I think March or something.
Sorry. I didn't do
No,
that.
no, you're good. Jennifer, do you wanna continue?
Okay, so if we remember back to budget season, the animal control officer asked for one of those boxes to transport animals in, so he wasn't putting it in his actual vehicle. What we knew from budget season, it was about $2,000. The one he's picked out is 1809. We did have him find a couple of similar boxes. They range from the 3540 to one of them is 5400. The measurements were about the same. I'm surprised there's that much difference, but this one that he picked is from Cabela's. Everything is exactly what he's looking for, and it's
Does
1809.
one 5400 have air conditioning? That's what
No. It
Well, if it
doesn't.
does, I mean, that,
You
I
would
want my dog gets takes off and gets picked up, I want him cool.
It's probably got running water.
I mean, look at it. It doesn't. I mean, it looks just like the one he's buying. Amazing.
It looks
That's
plastic.
the number that I remember from,
What, 5400?
yeah, well, from
Well,
months and months ago.
he's happy with the one for.
For 1809, and that's what we
Okay.
budgeted,
There you
2,000,
go.
so I just
What
wanna
he's
make
happy
sure
with, and, yeah,
the board was all set with that, 'cause that's what we can purchase, we got the quotes, okay?
And then finally, under new business, we have a resignation.
We received an email from a member of the Forest and Conservation Committee member, Kelly Collins, who for personal reasons has needs to step down from the committee.
I make a motion to accept Kelly Capel's resignation from the Conservation Committee.
Second that.
All in favor of accepting? Okay. Which means we're gonna be having an open spot for that.
We'll have it open, that's an elected position, so we'll figure out the term expiration and it'll be appointed until the end of the original term.
I think it's a fun committee to be a part of. They do some interesting stuff. Pending, we have transfer station, and then,
We
Oh,
don't have any public comments.
public comments.
Oh,
Is there
how we
any public
I
comment?
think we ought to have a
We're
public.
gonna put one in there anyways.
I'll give you one this
Oh,
week.
okay.
oh, Robin
Joyce.
was right.
She's gonna.
Do Joyce.
I don't want to have to do it, I'll do
Age
it.
before beauty, so don't worry about it. The traffic count you were talking about with Will, I think, Dave, you remember this, working with Cindy Hart, that yearly report we get every 2 or 3 years, condition of the road and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
That's where that count comes from. They do an actual count and we get that January, every couple of years, I
And
think.
that's a lot of time.
Something like that, every 2 years or so we get that. And that's where that count comes from, is, they do a real, quote unquote, a real count.
Yeah.
So it's in that report.
I thought they had somebody sit there just counting the cars.
No.
I know they did one down by the fairgrounds in the spring, but I'm guessing that was, had to do with the gas station.
Oh, probably, that makes
That
sense.
was, yeah.
Hey, Robin.
Robin's gonna go.
As a taxpayer and one of your employees, I'm very disappointed in all 5 of you that never came down to the Sanborn Road fire, a major fire that we had. The town administrator did touch base with us and wanted to know if we needed anything. But as a employee and as an employer, one of you guys should have came down and personally would have meant a lot to us to say, hey, they care about their employees. That's my opinion. And to see the mile of hoses that we had screwed out through the woods to see what we go on, what the fire department actually does for this community. We have some board members that don't think we need certain equipment. We don't need this, we
That's
don't
bullshit.
need that. You need to come and see exactly what we go through.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, okay?
Yep,
You come up and spout this off there,
Yeah.
we've supported everything. Everything you've asked for, you get, you know that.
I didn't say that.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm the guy that called that fire in.
Yeah, okay.
Because nobody went and checked it that night. And guess what I was told? I wasn't allowed to go down there. The dispatch told me not to go down there,
Right,
da-da-da-da.
dispatch
And
told
listen,
you. Yeah.
and do you want me, you want all 5 of us tromping around down there while there's a fire going on? Probably not. I would think, at the end of the day, I don't know if you need a pat in the back, but we do appreciate everything you do. But you don't need to come up here and tell us. When you guys want something, you guys get it. Okay, you got that?
I'm not arguing that point with you, Dave.
Well, it sure
Not
sounded
arguing
like
that
you
point.
don't appreciate
You don't
what
have
we
to get
do.
ugly at me.
Well, you just come up here accusing us.
I
Oh,
didn't accuse you of anything.
I
I just asked, I was
Okay, I
appointed.
think we can stop yelling.
Well, he started it.
oh,
Robin, I want to say that I appreciate you
Please,
sharing
Paul.
how you feel. I do
Yeah.
want to reiterate what David says, that when there's ever emergency, first thing I learned is don't get in the way. Like don't cause issues or traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, I do say I personally could have followed up with something afterwards. I
Correct.
hear what you folks
That's-
are saying.
There you
Yeah,
go.
but, but let me, but.
that's
and-
what we need. We go
Yeah.
pat them on the back
Let me,
every time you
let me
want
say
to call.
But
Is
my
that what
point
you want?
is,
David,
Dan.
that's why you're.
Robin,
you're
wait.
second.
Robin, wait, listen, I wanna say something on behalf of the board, because this board has set a very clear precedence on liaisons and whose job it is to do what. And let me tell you something, I wanna say this to the public, and this board checked in with me every single day. An email went out from me every single day on this, and these board members replied. We're not gonna have 6 people communicating with a department or with the fire chief. I spoke to the fire chief every single day during that fire, and I emailed this full board, and I'm gonna tell you that I spoke to every single one of them. They checked in, so when I call as a town administrator to see if they need water, to see if they need food, that's me speaking on behalf of this board. So every time I open my mouth, it is on behalf of this board. I think very highly of the fire department and of Robin Ham, but I will not tolerate comments like that, because me speaking is on behalf of this board, and they checked in every single day, and I emailed them, and I've got a paper trail to show it. So I normally don't get involved in when people speak on my board, but I'm telling you, they are very well involved, and we couldn't go down there. Absolutely not.
I'm not gonna sit here and have a member of the public come in, especially on that fire department, okay, come up here and tell us we're not doing our job, okay? Because we didn't go down and pat somebody on the back. We appreciate everything they do.
And
We always have.
we reached out every
Okay.
day. I reached out on your behalf. Every day I spoke to the fire chief, every day. Before work, during the day, and in the evenings. In the evenings, after hours, late at night, and every time I did, I sent this board an email, and they replied, they gave me instruction, they told me things to ask or to say, offers, and that got reiterated to the fire chief. So I spoke to him every day on these 5's behalfs, and that's my job.
And you know, one other thing, whenever the town of Acton's ever had a house fire, okay? When I was road commissioner, I went down, I ripped down houses for them, I went up in the middle, Father's Day, this and that, I never charged a dime for any of that. Nobody ever came to me and said, hey, thanks a lot, because I didn't expect it, okay? This is really, I don't know where this is coming from, but it's really unfortunate, because it's really stirring up something that really is a non-issue here, I believe. You know, we've always done everything for the fire department that they need, and they all know we appreciate everything they do, we tell them all the time.
I
So,
would never think that
You
I
should
should
have
go
gone
down
down
to
there,
that.
absolutely
I
not.
would think just safety reasons would be.
they told me when I called it in, I called it in at 6:15 in the morning,
You
okay?
told me that
There was
morning.
nobody down there, I called it in. The dispatch told me not to go to the scene, fine. I stay out of there, and I wouldn't want anybody, come down, running around, hey, what's going on? There was some really big
They were
stuff going
serious,
on
they
down
were
there.
working hard, absolutely.
I've been on every
Hey,
aspect.
It was one comment.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
well,
keep
I
it in
think-
context.
Well,
He has a
unfortunately.
right, he has a right to come in and say what
But
he
we want
wants.
the
and-
public to
Yeah,
know.
right.
No,
I'm just hoping it's
I didn't particularly appreciate it either,
Yeah.
but it's one comment, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay?
So is there any other public comment?
Come on, Lee.
Okay,
Let's-
okay.
He's
I
on
know,
a good note.
I thought you might be coming
He
out.
can't, he came late, he was here late.
John, stop it.
No, oh.
Well, I have 2 comments now, I only had one before, but I have been in shoes where we've had multiple people that had responsibility for things, and the consistent messaging on proper management is to have a single voice
Yeah.
to filter everything through, so there's a consistent message going to the people that need to be directed. And the way you guys have set it up, and you're the right person to do it, is the way you did it. So, that's that. Now, I did get caught up on a few of your Board of Selectmen's meetings, and you talked about the transfer station and a second compactor, which made all the sense in the world to me. But at one time, I thought they were talking about maybe having a civil engineer or someone come in and do a site plan and for overall improvements. And the only thing I was gonna say when you started talking about the concrete and putting in pads and electrical work, just make sure that it overlays well with what the future plans are for the transfer station, so you're not gonna have to tear up something that you just did. Thank you.
That's a good point.
Any other comments, public comments?
I'm gonna back up to the fire. Okay? I've been on every aspect of the fire department, and a scene and incident commander as well, of scenes that big and bigger. The last thing the incident commander needs is 1 or 5 people showing up saying, how you doing? What do you need? We had the person that took care of that. And Jennifer, we don't need to go to a scene of a fire. Okay? Dave is right. That's the last place we need to be. Jennifer's the
Can you even
spokesman.
legally, I mean, that feels like
Oh,
such a
we can-
liability.
You'll walk up there, but you might get escorted away too, which I have had done, you know, to people, so. Dave's right on task. No, that's not the place for anybody other than the fire department to be running the scene. So, Robin, I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
And with that, I don't see any other public comments. I will entertain a
Make a
motion.
motion to adjourn at 6:51.
Seconded.
All in favor?